while we were all arguing, I think Vivan, my son, or somebody just said, how blue are his eyes? Should we just call him Blue? You want to go for a walk? Should we go for a walk? Hi, baby. Goody, 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 dad. Jeans means he's going out, or he sees Pradeep in a mask, or he sees Pradeep's hair made. The moment you look clean and you're about to go out, he's a nervous wreck.
Hi everyone, welcome to midday.com, and we have a very exciting guest today on Celebrity Pet Parents. She's a show host, she's an actor, and of course mom to the very handsome Blue Khan. Please welcome Minnie Mathur.
Hi Natasha. It's
Hi.
probably my most important designation.
Yeah. No, he's quite an Instagram star also, along with you all of course. So.
You know, it's quite bizarre because I was very conscious about not opening a separate Instagram account for him, saying I can barely, put content on my own without dying. So having to put his pictures on a separate account would be too much work.
Yeah.
But he just, generally the posts I put out with him there seems to attract, a lot of attention, and he's quite loved, and he gets stopped on the streets and people make TikToks with him and all of that happens.
So do you want to tell us, how did he come into your life firstly? How did you all fall in love with him?
So actually, we've always been dog lovers, okay? But I've had dogs since I was a child, or throughout my childhood. But when I had children, I became this, no, I have to work, and whatever time has to go with, be divided equally amongst the children and everything, and the dog is just going to complicate things. I refused to let them get a dog till they got pushy enough to cry and emotionally blackmail us, and we were just in the middle of trying to figure out what breed would suit us the most, and whether we'll be able to travel as freely if we had a dog, because we were very clear if a pet comes in, you can't not treating them the way they are supposed to be treated emotionally, etc. And while this was happening, a very lovely DOP called Bablu, who works with Kabir, and he's a dog from fiend, and he has many dogs himself at his farm, etc. He just said, open the door. And we opened the door, and there was a cage, and there was dog food and a bowl, and Blue came to us like ting tong, and here's your basket, and he was given to us. And we were just, a husky wasn't something that we had contemplated in Bombay, but we had been seeing them around, and of course, who hasn't seen Game of Thrones, and everyone was fascinated, but I didn't think, Bombay would be the right place. But he's just sort of, from the moment he arrived to now, he is priority number one in this house.
You want to tell us about, how did the name come about?
Oh my God. So the problem with the opinionated family is that everyone has an opinion, and everyone's opinion is always right.
Yeah.
So we knew we wanted to do one of the, popular husky names. So there was Maya and Yuri and, all of those weird things. He had the brightest blue eyes when he came in. Now they're almost like, winter white, but they were like bright blue when he came. So while we were all arguing, I think Vivan, my son, or somebody just said, how blue are his eyes? Should we just call him Blue? Yeah. And we were like, yeah, it just sort of, satisfied everybody else's quest. So the Blue it is. That's how it came across. And he just looked so regal that we decided to add a Khan to his, Sher Khan, Blue Khan.
It is quite a full house with, the kids, and both of you all are busy with your own projects, and now you have Blue as well. So how do you kind of manage the craziness that happens?
So Blue is actually a cat. He's just looks like a dog, but he's a cat. So temperamentally, he is very independent. He is not a needy dog, except so he decides when he wants love, when you can approach him, or when you're allowed to approach him. Otherwise, he likes to sit with everyone, but he doesn't want to be given attention. So if you ever say, hi Blue, and he'll be like, just don't give me any attention. I don't need it. When I need it, I'll come to you. So he's physically, he needs a lot of care and attention. So we make sure that he's groomed well, because he's a double-coated husky. He's always kept cool, clean. We brush his teeth every day. His food he's very, 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 huskies are known to be very finicky with their food, and he's no different. So we have to make sure his food is healthy and all of that. Goes for a run, because they're used to running and taking, husky sleds down the, snow. So we make sure he gets that, or he'll just get fat. But emotionally, he doesn't seem to need us at all. He's just a happy dog. He's social when people come. So he loves people who come in, but he doesn't give a shit about people who actually look after him.
And like you said, I'm sure you have a lot of friends and family coming over. So is he like somebody who will mingle easily, or is he a little bit, oh, give me my space and maybe I'll, check if I want to be friends with you?
He's bizarre. He decides who he likes and who he doesn't. So he has family favorites and friend favorites. I don't know what he senses in people, because it's not like they're all dog people. But he does. We know who are the people Blue likes, and he'll go to them. He'll get nicely, rubbed by them, sit, wag his tail, lick them all over. And some he will just blandly ignore. Like, you don't matter. You're not important. It's quite embarrassing to sort of make them feel better, saying it's okay if he doesn't like you. He doesn't like us either, So we're constantly apologizing for his random behavior. But what we do know is that he likes to be where the action is, where the noise is. He doesn't want to be put in a room and left alone. He's like a bubble in this mad place. You leave him alone to do his own thing, but don't go away.
And does he have a favorite corner in the house or some special space that you guys have kind of planned for him?
Where the AC vent is the strongest. but for Blue, December, Jan and Feb in Bombay are beautiful months. So he doesn't need the air conditioner. He has his, in fact, there he is. Just lying beautifully, because the floor's cold. We made sure that the house has, cold for, floors and everything. So he's a different dog in the winter. He's happy, he's joyful, he'll interact. Come summer, he's back to being so you have to then keep him cool, give him his cold watermelons and his ice creams, not the sugar ones. And you have to just maintain his temperature. That's all.
Any special treats that you have for him? Like, of course, he has special food that has to be given, or anything that you have on your room.
So he's fond of ice cream. Like, he loves ice cream. He loves cheese. It's a Swiss dog. It's not a Siberian dog. He loves cheese. He will beg for those. He won't beg for meat. He won't beg for anything. Nothing. He's too elegant to beg. And he loves rotis. Okay, these are all the things that he's not allowed, but he really, really likes. So his treat is we give him a roti, and then his tail doesn't stop wagging. So we roll it up and we just put it in his mouth. Then he runs to find an exciting corner in the house, and he puts it between his paws. And it's such a joy to watch him take that roti, bit by bit, and eat it. So we try and, because it's not great to give him that, we limit his intake of these three things, but these are his favorite things. The others are those usual doggy biscuit, doggy treats, which he just I need to have. This is like a glass of milk to a child. Do I need to drink the milk? Yes, you do. Okay, fine, I'll drink it.
And there's nothing quite like growing up with a pet, for your kids especially. So any special moments that you recall, all the three of them maybe, or all of your last family?
I think my phone, I have to keep upgrading my phone, because the memory is full of dogs and dog pictures with the kids. Even now, my son studies in LA, but he very often video calls not to talk to us, but to show us Blue. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the day, we have to just put the camera next to Blue and wait till he's had his pic. They're very, very close, and both my kids are insane animal lovers, and especially dog lovers. So he gets to really act up with them. And yes, I think it's been, I have to say this, and after Blue, a lot of my friends have, eventually adopted dogs. I'm contrary, it sounds hypocritical because I have a husky at home, but I never sort of endorse getting bred good breeds, or breeds that are difficult to bring up in the city. I see a lot of Saint Bernards and a lot of huskies, and I make sure I tell them, it's great. You'll get a lot of attention for a week, but if you're not sure of how to maintain this breed, please do not buy it. Please get an indie. Please adopt it. Every day I get on my phone and lots of these doggy WhatsApp groups, puppies that need to be, settled and fostered, because, they're done with it after the first 1 month, and they realize that it's a lot of work and it's not all play and cuteness, and then they're just emotionally cast away, and it's like chucking a baby out of a family. So I don't take very kindly to people who are getting pets and then just tossing them away. But I have to say that a lot of my friends have adopted puppies. And to come back to your question, it's a different, they're such stress busters. And my kids have really, they learn to, love somebody without any expectations. To have somebody at the door when you just walk into the door, that anticipation, excitement, I mean, it's unparalleled. And in a city like Bombay, especially during COVID, where everyone is sort of borderline PTSD, I think it's the only solution to sort of go stress-free. Having a pet and having to care for somebody selflessly also helps a lot.
And both you and Kabir sir are constantly traveling for your work, like we said. So how do you kind of manage that? Does he get anxious or is he used to it now?
He doesn't give two hoots about that. He has, so our housekeeper Pradeep, who brings him up, who, sort of is his constant person, human, that he's a human. We are always secondary because the hand that feeds you is, is the boss. And so he gets very antsy. So if Pradeep goes for a bath and he comes out in jeans, for example, he's very disturbed because jeans means he's going out, or he sees Pradeep with a mask, or he sees Pradeep's hair made. We're always joking, saying, "Oh my God, Pradeep, please can you look dirty?" Because then he's fine. The moment you look clean and you're about to go out, he's a nervous wreck. So, but we luckily we have him who loves him to death. So he's always taken care of. There's always someone in the house who's looking after him. But it's tough to leave him for longer periods, but we have to do what we have to do. But there's always a blue gift that is in our bag when we're coming back from somewhere. Something that will make him look forward to our departure. It's not happened so far. He gets disturbed when he puts our bags in and out. He gets very worried, but then he looks for Pradeep and checks, "Ye to nahi ja raha hai." If he's not going, then he's fine.
So if your dog had to have a superpower, what do you think it would be?
I think it would be to play football. He's an excellent soccer player, by the way. He can actually play football. He can dive. He can dodge. He can kick. So yeah, he would definitely be playing in one of those stadiums. Yeah.
And if you had to describe him, in any maybe a song or a movie title, it could be English or Hindi, anything.
White face dekhi, Dilwa Siti Maar. It's from that film called Tashan. So every time we see white face dekhi, that's a song. Yeah.
And if he had to, ever tell you something like talk, what would he say to you?
This is bizarre. I can't tell you how many dog whisperers and I have called and said, I want to know what he's thinking. Like, what is his trip? What is he, when he looks at me like that, what is he thinking? So I haven't got any satisfactory answers yet, but I think if he could talk, he's I think a old soul in a small dog's body. And I think he is way beyond his mature years. When he looks at us, I think he thinks I'm pretty ridiculous and that all of us are a little nutty. And I'm sure we'll have an earful if he could talk. He'd just tell us to pipe down. Like, it's okay. And he's also very aware of his own grandeur and beauty and all that. So I'd like to know, I mean, he would sound like a vain dog, I think.
Okay, and what do you think a perfect day for him would be like?
It would be somewhere when it's very, very cold. So either if it's in Bombay, then it's 3 months. His ideal day would, of course, start and end with Pradeep. We would all be part of it. It would be cheese for breakfast, cheese. There would be a football session at the turf where he would be playing with all of us. There would be lots of sleep because he sleeps a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It would be a perfect day. You give him a run, you give him some cheese. It's cold. He doesn't need anything else. Hi, baby. Goody, dad. You want to go? You want to go for a walk? Should we go for a walk?
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much. Lots of fun.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.